If you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button to receive notifications of future videos. Hello and welcome to Cinemastrophe. I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off. When are you going to learn, Hollywood? Charlie's Angels was an American crime drama that ran from 1976 to 1981. The premise was that three female graduates, who are at the top of their class, are dissatisfied with the jobs they're assigned and are recruited by one Charlie Townsend to work for his agency as private investigators. Thus, they would frequently embark on a series of adventures through cases assigned to them by Charlie, who they'd never seen, and his assistant, Bosley. Is it me, or does it sound like a deep web assassination guild? Despite mixed reviews at first, the show became a huge hit, lasting 5 seasons, which was enough for Hollywood to make a movie adaptation of the show in 2000, starring Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, and Drew Barrymore. Directed by MCG, who went on to make these masterpieces. Actually, this one's pretty good. The movie was a box office success, bringing in more than twice its budget worldwide. However, as far as critics and moviegoers were concerned, the verdict was a mixed bag. Some loved it, some hated, some wished it found a permanent residence in the fiery pits of hell. This guy! The question is, after so many years later, is it really as good or as bad as people thought? Well, with the remake now in theaters, or is it a reboot? I haven't seen it yet. I thought this was a good time to find out. Look, I already missed a month and this happened to be handy, so I said, fuck it. The movie starts out with a panning shot heading towards the back of a plane where Ethan Hunt is preparing for his meeting with Dr. Novacek, apparently. Just kidding. That's Sean Ambrose. As we focus on LL Cool J coming out of the bathroom. Not sure why they felt the need to hide this, since even back then we could all tell it was LL Cool J. It's like trying to Christmas wrap a car. We can all see it's a car.
I'm sorry, sir. This cabin is restricted to first class. Are you looking for this?
Okay, movie, you really expect us to buy that this guy doesn't know who LL Cool J is in the year 2000? Everybody knows who LL Cool J is in the year 2000. Even this little girl is like, holy shit, it's LL Cool J! Anyway, he's meeting up with a man in first class who is a suicide bomber with a ransom demand of a bag of diamonds to ensure the plane lands safely. Okay, how the hell did he get that on the plane? I know TSA was lax back then, but there's no way in hell he was getting on a plane wearing a vest bomb. Did he tell him it was a high-tech pacemaker? Then again, after seeing what the TSA posts on Instagram, I can see that working.
Another movie from an old TV show.
You know, a movie after what I literally just saw 10 seconds ago? I don't think self-awareness is the path you want to go down. You'll just give yourself an aneurysm.
What are you gonna do?
Walk out.
Very funny.
No, it isn't.
So LL grabs the guy, jumps out of the plane. Meanwhile, back on the plane, 12 inches to the right, and this movie would have been a lot shorter. So they get the bomb off the guy and land onto an awaiting boat in front of a terrible green screen so we can get this horror-inducing image.
I think you mean crazy bitch.
I still have nightmares to this day.
Once upon a time, there were 3 very different little girls.
Now, I have to admit, I do enjoy this intro sequence. It's a great callback to the show. They even went the extra mile and filmed scenes that have nothing to do with the movie to make it feel like it was an episode of the show. I'll give them a point for that. Cut to...
Baby, just touch my cheek before you leave. Oh, yeah.
Minus 150 points. Well, at least he only has 5 minutes of screen time. That's 5 minutes still too many, but whatever. We get a look at the girl's home life, which doesn't amount to jack shit, really. I mean, I know it's supposed to establish their personalities to the audience, but there are better ways of doing it than having to go through.
I figured we could have a little breakfast, and then maybe, after, we could have a little Chad.
That. You'll also start to notice pretty early that the tone of the movie is all over the place. It goes from comedy to zany to a slightly serious scenario. It may seem like it's to match their personalities here, but the entire film is like this, usually with no segue, pulling you from your immersion. Like right now, you're sitting there watching me ramble on about this movie, not knowing what the hell. Now, not only are you not paying attention to what I'm saying, but you probably don't even remember what I was talking about. Offsetting, isn't it? They all get called in for a new case. Here we meet Bosley, played by... Oh, thank God, Bill Murray, save us!
Chinese fighting muffin.
Nothing to laugh about. A buddy of mine took a fighting muffin in the chest. They sent him home in 4 Ziploc bags. Alex, you okay?
She's having trouble with her secret identity, Boz.
Aren't we all? All my angels. The heart is a muscle. In bodybuilding...
Hold on, let me check something.
I'm sorry? What was that again?
I'm a god.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think. Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Dead.
7 years.
Has it been that long? Geez, I mean, to look at you, I wouldn't have guessed more than 3 tops.
Oh.
Nope, still same performance. It's like his heart just isn't in it. If you look close, you can see the light in his eyes are dimming oh so slightly with every word said as his soul slowly fades into oblivion. How did I let my agent talk me into this? If only I got in that role in Mission Impossible. Now that was a movie. I'll just stare off into space while my career crashes and burns. The case is a kidnapping case of one Eric Knox, an engineer and developer of an up-and-coming software company, and the theft of his new voice recognition software.
Who's the lady left behind?
Vivian Ward. She's the president of Knox Technologies.
Oh, she did it.
Don't you know anything? You're supposed to say spoilers first. Now your comment section is going to be filled with nothing but angry messages. Turns out Vivian was the one who hired them. Shouldn't she have gone to the police?
The thing is,
Vivian suspects it was Knox's rival Roger Corwin, and they decide to go undercover for some intel. Those jokes are beneath us. At the massage parlor he goes to. Stop trying to tempt me, movie. I saved those for the porn reviews.
Over my dead body. I can accept those terms.
Oh, thank God, Tim Curry, save us!
At your service.
Good. Can we get started this millennium?
Yeah, his performance is not doing it for me either. After knocking him out, they hijack his phone and make a copy of his car key. Well, that imprint's gonna be all fucked up. Cut to one of many pointless scenes whose only purpose is to show off the one of many gratuitous ass shots the movie has to offer. Because this represents female empowerment. Yay! Yahoo! Woohoo! Go Titans. From the parking garage surveillance footage, they get an image of one of the kidnappers, and from Corwin's phone, they find out he's having a party tonight, which means, you guessed it, more infiltration. It's like they wanted to be Mission Impossible, but didn't have the balls to do it. If you think about it, that joke has a double meaning. Damn, I'm good. The new Cinemashby t-shirt is here. That's right. You can be the envy of your friends while styling and profiling in your brand new Cinemashby t-shirt. But wait, fashion trend setting isn't the only thing it's good for. It can be used to wash the dishes, scrub the floors, wash yourself, wipe your ass. Warning, do not flush dirt down toilet. Shit. Discipline your pet. Be a superhero. Block the sun. Blow your nose. Wrap your hair. Hide from your enemies. Well, maybe not. Nurse a black eye. And much, much more. Don't delay. To order your new Cinemashby t-shirt, click on the link in the description. Operators are standing by. Now you have Bill Murray and Tim Curry on the same screen interacting with one another. You would think this would be the greatest moment in movie history. And it's dry as hell. It's like they were told to tune it down as to not to scare the children. Well, except for this moment. Almost worth it, movie. Almost. Elsewhere, Natalie makes a date with Luke Wilson because that's important. And Alex sees creepy thin man who also sees her.
Good job.
No, movie. No. This doesn't add up in any way, shape, or form.
Inconceivable.
Now, there are a lot of mistakes in this action sequence. Like here, and here, and here, and here, along with a half a dozen more. Jesus, you can make a collage! But the one thing that stands out over everything else as not belonging is this. I'm sorry. What was that? It sounds like one of those choked up videos.
She's a wolf in mouse clothing.
Thin Man escapes, but not before leading them to Mr. Knox.
How convenient.
It's here we're given exposition of why Knox's technology is so important. They developed a software that can recognize anyone's voice even through scramblers. And since Corwin has global satellites, they assume that's why he stole the software.
You combine that with voice identification.
Red Star could turn any cell phone into a homing device.
Imagine if this got into the wrong hands, how dangerous it could be.
You can identify undercover agents, locate people in witness protection, track down telemarketers.
It'd be the end of privacy.
Well, that's just silly.
Well, back to spying on Corwin. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. Alex and Drew plant a camera on Corwin's suitcase while Natalie sees creepy thin man again. She chases him to a bridge. I don't know which one and I don't care. Where they play chicken, driving thin creepy man off it. Is that a skull with a snake coming out of the eye socket? Why? Thanks to the camera on the briefcase, they're able to get the layout to Corwin's security system to his mainframe. The plan is to break into the mainframe and search it for Knox's technology. The mainframe is only accessible by two directors at the same time, one using a fingerprint scanner and the other using a retinal scanner. You then have to go through a monitored airless antechamber. It's a white fucking room. And the mainframe room has a pressure-sensored floor that will trigger an alarm for any amount of pressure on it for more than 0.25 seconds. Movie, if you want to be Mission Impossible, be Mission Impossible. Don't give me this half-ass bullshit.
Oh, yes! I hate this! It is revolting!
The first director is in a belly dance club and... Yeah. And it only gets worse.
Do I really need to say anything? This image pretty much says it all.
Way to go, Angels. You got the fingerprints for the wrong fucking hand.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Next is the retinal scan. Look, you already know the tone of this movie, so this should be no surprise. They slip in under the guise of Alex being an efficiency agent / dominatrix, with the other two as her assistants. I was going to talk about the poor makeup job on these two, however the review is already longer than I wanted it to be, but they're clearly not fooling anyone. And why is there only one woman working here?
Male academia.
I had you on the schedule for next week instead of this week. I don't know what happened.
That's what I'm here to figure out.
Huh. Who would have thought 17 years later, out of these 4 women, this one would be the most relevant? They managed to cause a distraction using more butt shots and turning wild, giving Natalie and Dylan a chance to hit the vault.
Take your pick.
There's only one way to get through undetected. Be invisible.
Way to go, dumbasses! Not only is there a pair of eyes looking straight at the camera, but I'm pretty sure someone's gonna notice the door opening and come to investigate.
So, Lone Star, now you see that evil will always triumph, because good is dumb.
Having successfully hacked into Corwin's mainframe, the girls get some downtime while the computer searches through it with Knox's software. Now, although this part of the film is pretty useless, it's also very entertaining. I'd be lying if I said it didn't get a few laughs out of me.
But then again, that's the main problem with this movie.
It goes from funny to exciting to interesting to confusing to boring to completely absurd at the drop of a dime, so you never really get to enjoy the emotions they're trying to get across to the audience. It's like they were targeting the ADHD demographic. Anyway, during their downtime, they each survive an assassination attempt, and they, as well as the audience, find out that Knox and Vivian's are the real villains.
Again, I have to give credit where credit is due. This was a good twist that no one saw coming. I have nothing negative to say about it. Except...
And now for something completely different.
They figure out this was all a plan to find Charlie, who Knox believes killed his father, using the voice software and Corwin's satellites in a revenge plot. Bosley is kidnapped since he's the only one who has direct contact to Charlie.
Couldn't I have just taken his phone?
While he's in captivity, his tooth mic reactivates. It was used earlier in the film, I just didn't bring it up. Look, this movie feels like it's 5 hours long, and I'm trying to get through it as quickly as possible, allowing the girls to narrow down his location.
It's a Cinepigmea! A pygmy nuthatch! They only live in one place! Carmel!
I'm pretty sure most of that was bullshit. I'm not gonna look it up to verify, but trust me, my bullshit meter just went through the roof.
They figure out Bosley's at a lighthouse and use a boat.
Here's a fine girl, what a good wife you would be.
Just skip to the fighting already.
So we have a climactic third act where all the bad guys are killed and the good guys live happily ever after.
This movie is what it is.
I've already mentioned most of the pros and cons throughout the review, and even though there are more, they pretty much even themselves out. What stands out most about this film is at the time it came out, this was considered women empowerment, and we were okay with it, and that's not okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that beauty and sexuality shouldn't be used for women empowerment, but it shouldn't be at the forefront of women empowerment. It sends the wrong message to young people, especially young men who will learn to view women in a less than respectful way. Fortunately, there's been a shift over the last 7 years where women are being shown to be empowered for more than just their sexuality. As for this movie, could it have been better? Yeah. Could it have been worse? Oh hell yeah! If you're gonna watch it, you'll have to take it with a grain of salt and hope that the makers of the new adaptations have learned from its mistakes.
I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off.
coming! It's coming! Here's one! Back to the first!